love, embracing all in oneness. May each who feels himself as one with thee know he is with every other. Today's speaker, Brother Pradip Mahapatra sir, will be presenting first chapter, The Duty of the Theosophist to Religion, Part-1 of the book, Duties of the Theosophist, written by Dr. Annie Besant. Although Pradip sir is well-known figure to all of us, but for new members, I would like to introduce him. Pradip sir joined TS in the year 1974, in various capacities, such as he was council member of Indian section Varanasi from 2008 to 2011 and executive committee member since 2011. He has also served as Assistant General Secretary of Indian section. In 2020, appointed as National Lecturer, selected as Program Coordinator of the Indian section. He is doing outstanding work in this field. We all know this. We are benefiting a lot by his innovative and dedicated work. He has been conferred with Radha Barnier Award in 2022 for his selfless service for the society. With these words, I invite Pradip sir for his presentation. Pradip sir.
Thank you. Good evening to each and everyone present here. Let us start with a Guru Vandana. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Guru Deva Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Guruve Tasmai Sri Guruve. Dear brothers and sisters, actually the Sunday program generally fixed for the Hindi speaking, Hindi knowing persons. But sometimes it happens that due to various reasons, we are not able to do that part of the work. In fact, for the last 2-3 weeks, Brother U.S. Pandeji, he has been speaking Friday, Saturday, Sunday on Brahma Sutras. A very beautiful book mixed with Hindi and English. But he completed those big voluminous book yesterday. Earlier, I was under the impression that that book he may continue today, but somehow or other he was earlier some program he had finalized, so he completed yesterday that book. And all of a sudden it is not possible to contact other speakers. So duty came to me and I selected this book. It is not published now, Theosophical Publishing House, Adair, Madras, but I have not seen it. But I downloaded it from the internet. Duties of the Theosophist. The book is like this. Actually, it is a lecture. We all know there are maybe 200 or 300 books available, um, written or spoken by Dr. Ani Besant. Out of 200 to 300 books, only two books she has written. One is Ancient Wisdom, another is Study in Consciousness. The rest of the books are her lectures. So this is a book. It is a three lectures she has delivered during the convention lecture delivered in Lucknow, 1916. 41st anniversary of Theosophical Society, December 1916. So imagine, at that time, not only in Adair, but also Banaras and Lucknow also hosted the 41st anniversary of the Theosophical Society. And TPH published this book. It is a, what I got, it is a second edition of the book Duties of the Theosophist. There are three lectures: the duty of Theosophist to religion, the duty of the Theosophist to society, then duty of the Theosophist to his nation and humanity. Earlier, I was under the impression I will summarize it and will present the very first lecture, the first chapter, duty of Theosophist to religion. But while I going through the lectures, total lecture consisting of 63 pages as per the online pages, and the first lecture is that is duties of Theosophist to religion. It is of 19 pages. So earlier I was under the impression that I will collect the uh, very important materials and prepare the PowerPoint presentation so that uh, people can read and know. But while going through the sentences, each sentences, uh, I have decided not to omit any sentence because each sentence consists of very material, very important points for our understanding, for our search for the truth are helpful. All are helpful. So I did not omit any sentence. Rather, I tried to my level best to analyze certain points. Maybe it may be helpful to you, and may not be. That depends upon my capacity, my personal capacity. Uh, so, on this background, today I am going to present the duty of the Theosophist to religion. As you know, Blavatsky in Practical Occultism, she mentioned who are the Theosophists. Who are the Theosophists? Those members who are serious in their study, in their meditation, leading a virtuous life, and also little helpful, and other things are there. So they are the Theosophists. So when Ani Besant uh, delivered the lectures, the topic was the duty of the Theosophist. Maybe I am not sure. At that time, there are almost all members maybe they are all theosophists. But now, if we go through the present scenario of theosophical movement, we have Indian section have 13,000 or 14,000 members. Among them, who are the theosophists, there are many are members of Theosophical Society, but few are theosophists. Out of few theosophists, there may be some occultist, and in that practical occultism, uh, Blavatsky, she mentioned how a theosophist become a occultist. So that is the book reference I have given on the practical occultism. Now, say for example, we members of Theosophical Society trying our best to become the theosophist. ट्राइंग आवर बेस्ट, हम सब थियोसोफिस्ट कैसे बनेंगे इस कोशिश कर रहे हैं. सो फर्स्ट थिंग वी हैव टू स्टडी द थियोसोफिकल बुक्स, देन चिंतन मनन एंड टू think over, ponder over what are the important points which attracts us. Then we will do selfless service to the humanity. So these three chapters here is Theosophist to religion, as a duty of Theosophist to religion, duty of Theosophist to the society, and duty of Theosophist to his nations and to humanity. There are three chapters. So today I will start with duty of Theosophist to religion. Religion. Basically, this lecture was delivered on the 41st years of the formation of Theosophical Society. What was that period? What is the scenario of the world at that time? How materialism, how science is at a conflict with the religion, how Theosophists they assembled together in 1875, November 17, and we are now going to celebrate 150 years of the formation of Theosophical Society. So imagine at a 41 years, formation of the 41 years, Animation delivered lectures. And now 150 years, uh, we are celebrating 150 years of the formation of Theosophical Society. What is the present position? How science and philosophy and religion, how they are going together or in a different way, in different arena they are moving. So, on this short introduction, I am going to present you through PowerPoint. PowerPoint is for you members to go through the PowerPoints. I have selected today 19 PowerPoint for your study as well as my presentation, and I will try to complete as soon as possible this presentation. Let us, I am going through present. Thank you. So, this is a fast slide. No need of any explanation. We'll go to the next slide. Slide number 2. Sorry, this is a wrong side, a wrong selection. I will change it. Just. Yes, duties of the theosophist. So we'll go to this second slide. The first sentence is important for us. Come back with me. Animation addressing the audience. Down the long road of 140 years. Please, brothers and sisters who have joined, please go through the text. Come across land and ocean to the city of New York, where a small band of people were gathered together, and there in 1875 founded the Theosophical Society. Very sentence is that we have to imagine ourselves reaching New York, coming across land and ocean, and 17 people assembled there to form the Theosophical Society, founded the Theosophical Society. Society at that time, with its life president Henry Steele Olcott, with its great occult teacher, means our Theosophical Society at that time, with a great occult teacher, Helena Petrova Blavatsky, represented the uprising spiritual force against the dominant materialism of the day. Dominant materialism of the day. Blavatsky represented the uprising of great spiritual force. Kindly see the words animation used. Great spiritual force against the dominant materialism of the day. Imagine yourself today, this year, 2025, the world position, how the world is going on. What is the present scenario? The same materialism, whether it is there or not, and what is our duty? What is our duty? How we will help the humanity against this present dominant materialism of the day? How the materialism is going on. So we'll go to the slide number 2. The materialism has largely scientific. Who are the materialists? Materialism was largely scientific, and among the great masses of the educated working people, it was a materialism that followed the thought of the scientists of the time, the thought of the philosophers of the day. So, who are the materialists? Who are the in the 1916, 1916, who are the materialists? Or we can say 1875, who are the materialists? The materialists are the scientists, thoughts of the scientist and thought of the philosophers. They are the materialists. The materialism, I just call that the materialism was one of those phenomena in human history which from time to time arise when the religion was forgotten its life, when it has become too largely a matter of the letter and of the form. Kindly imagine the religion when materialism is rising. At that time, what is happened to religion? Religion is merely matter of the letter and of the form. Letter means now whatever religious people are doing, you are only reading, that is the matter of the letter, and doing some form ceremony type of work, not going within the deep of the subject. So that creates the materialism. So now you see the present scenario, the materialism, how it is risen to a very high level of um, position because of the largely the matter of the letter and of the form. It had its justification in the long struggle between religion and science. Materialism, because of rising of the materialism, has its justification. Its justification is the long struggle between religion and science, which arose in the claim of Christianity to be the only true religion in the world, which claimed the sword of the state as well as the crosier of the bishop, and tried to compel the human mind to submission by force instead of reason. Materialism arose at that time when Theosophical Society was formed because of the Christianity religion. Now you can see the rise of terrorism, rise of crass materialism, and the scientists are more in a position to develop more nuclear bomb, hydrogen bomb, and only because of they have no compassion with in their mind. So justification was for the materialist is that because the struggle between religion and science. Then next slide. The terrible conflict in Europe between religion and science is familiar to every one of you. On the one side, small, scattered set of thinkers. The religion and science, there was a conflict between religion and science. One side, there is a materialist science with, and also materialistic, uh, the attraction was by the scientists towards the materialistic, whereas there are religion, there are very small religious people. So Animation says, on the one side, a small, scattered set of thinkers, men of heroic mould, men of keen and piercing intellect, who claim the right of liberty of thought, of conscience, who claim to speak the truth they had discovered. This is the small religious people. Whereas the whole humanity, uh, um, mostly guided by scientist, philosopher thoughts, science thoughts, they are not in favor of this small, heroic thinkers, those who are discovered some truth. Efforts, as you know, were made to silence them. Made efforts by the state, means government of respective governments. They are making effort to silence these small religious people, uh, by silencing them by prison, by torture, by the death of fire at the stake. But one thing, Animation says, no power can do is to trample out the truth by force, by persecution, even by death itself, for truth is immortal. I just highlighted, made a early type of letters. So, prosecution, the state, materialist, they are prepared, they are made to silence this small religious people. to silence them by prison, by torture, by the death of fire. Death of Gerald Bruno was death. Punishment was death by fire at the stake. But one thing, animation says, one thing no power can do is to trample out the truth by force. जबरदस्ती आप सत्य को बंद नहीं कर सकेंगे. You cannot trample out the truth by force, by prosecution. Prosecution means you cannot prosecute them as per law. Prosecute. Truth cannot be prosecuted, even by death itself. For truth is immortal. Truth is shashwat, immortal, shashwat. And from the ashes of one slain messenger of truth, one slain means जिसका निधन हो गया, messenger of truth, सत्य का जो पुजारी है उनका निधन हो गया, arise hundreds of others to re-echo the messages that was brought. Re-echo the message that was brought. So truth is immortal. So out of one slain messenger of truth, slain means ये उनको निधन हो गया, there arise hundreds of others to re-echo the messages of that was brought. So the truth is more important. Even if there was persecution, there was torture, there was prison, death of fire, but one cannot suppress the truth. Truth is immortal. Then we will go to the next slide. And so persecution failed against the growing knowledge, but left behind it a legacy of bitterness that made the terrible antagonism between religion and knowledge. So, prosecution means state, respective state government of Europe and other countries. They failed there in their attempt to suppress the religion or suppress the truth. So, but the disturbance, the antagonism between these two groups, between the two is terrible. So what has happened? There you have the reason why, as knowledge grew, as scientific men become more numerous, as they began to hold their own, exercise their right of thought and speech, they were prejudiced against the religion, which had tried to crush them and sought for argument in science against the truth of religion. So the conflict is going on. Conflict is between this science and religion. So the conflict because of the suppression. Sorry. Because of suppression, the conflict is going on. Sorry. That is the reason when a society, when Theosophical Society was formed, that was the main reason for which the conflict was going on. So society was formed. So we'll go to the next slide. We means the members of Theosophical Society, who that in religion is the hope of man. We who that in religion is the hope of man. We who realize that on man's knowledge of immortality rests the future progress of the race, we must remember that ours is the fault of religionists, that science became our enemy, that for the first time in the long history of world, the university and the church were set over against each other. So, it is the fault of a religious people, fault of the religionist that led to the conflict between science and the religion. So that is for that reason science became our enemy. So in modern Europe, science became materialistic. I made it underline. Science became materialist because of we religious people. It is short. It's short in the partial truth. It no argument against the religion, which I try to silence it. So the problem lies with the religious people. So that is the reason the conflict arose between scientists and also religious people. So we'll go to the next slide. It endeavored by a partial view of nature, who science, to prove that man was only a passing embodiment of consciousness. Scientists believe because they how can they reach their conclusion in the laboratory? So they don't have believe the existence of a life after death, invisible world, other things which is the sages, the saints, they are able to get it. So scientists believe what believe the partial view of nature. Partial view means whatever visible to their senses, whatever visible to their senses, they endeavor it. To prove that man was only a passing embodiment of consciousness. Man only having physical body, they don't have scientists don't have any idea of other bodies. So they are of the opinion that a passing embodiment of consciousness, and that when the body died, the consciousness went back into the vast ocean of consciousness in which all individuality is lost. So individuality is lost. So after death, they have no idea that their existence is there. So such was the condition of the modern world when the Theosophical Society was born. The leading intellect of the day had second of belief in the religion. So at that time, in 1875, when Theosophical Society was born, जन्म लिया था उसी टाइम में the condition is like that. Modern world, modern scientists, they don't believe the existence of a religion. That is their opinion. They proclaim themselves agnostic, and agnostic means not believing in the existence of God without knowledge. And against that proclamation ringing through every country in Europe, from the homes of science, from the mouths of great thinker, against that mighty power, this small group of people in New York ran themselves proclaiming the re-establishment of Gnosis, proclaiming knowledge of the God, Brahma Vidya, knowledge of God. So, against this background, the member of Theosophical Society, 17 member, W. George, Blavatsky, Henry Steele Olcott, then a rest 14 member, they formed the society against the mighty power of materialistic world. This small group uh, proclaimed that re-establishment of Gnosis. Gnosis means those who are believe in the existence of supreme authority or ultimate reality or Param Brahma, proclaiming knowledge of the God. Knowledge of God means Brahma, knowledge means Vidya, Brahma Vidya. So, next slide. It seemed a hopeless strife. Formation of Theosophical Society. It seems and a hopeless strife. At 150 years, you will mark many places people are struggling, people are disturbing, people are doing many things, not reading theosophic books because they are in hopeless strife. So at that time, the position was like that. It seemed a hopeless strife. 17 people and a whole universe, a little group of unknown people against the embattled intellect of Europe. Europe at that time, the crass materialism. scientists developing. Now science has developed more and more. So against those scientists, against those materialism, the Theosophical Society, 1817, 5 or 17 people. Now imagine in a world of 300 or some crores, whole universe, Earth, planet, we are just 22, 40, 25 or 23,000 members. Small, a little group of unknown people against the embattled intellect of Europe. But on the side of these unknown people, in the side of these unknown people, at that time 17, now it is maybe 20, 25,000 people, was the deathless intuition in the human heart. On their side, the knowledge of the ages against the new growth of science. On their side, the force which has built civilization, which has shown in the history of world that materialism is only a passing phenomena of knowledge, of imperfect and partial knowledge, which had not grasped the synthesis of religion. How beautifully Animation explained this. It was her speech was in the year 1916, describing what was position of 1875, earlier 41 years, now 150 years, same position, same thing. So we members of Theosophical Society, on our side, we are even unknown to each and everyone throughout the world. 300 crores people of the world, we are unknown. But in our side, deathless intuition. Deathless intuition means the buddhi, intuition, faculty within our heart. Whatever knowledge we will gain, wisdom we gain, wisdom, it is a deathless. इसका देहांत नहीं होगा. Deathless intuition in the human heart. On their side, in knowledge of the ages, सनातन धर्म जो कभी नाश नहीं होगा, सनातन, knowledge of the ages. On their side, the force which has built civilization. Manu Maharaj, who was their fifth root race head, building civilization after civilization, which has shown in the history of the world the materialism, which has shown the materialism only a passing phenomenon of knowledge. This materialism which is now available in the world is a passing phenomenon of imperfect and partial knowledge. That is imperfect and partial knowledge, which had not grasped the synthesis of religion. Now, when you look over the modern world, next slide, after these 140 years, what do we see? Abhi after 150 years of the formation of Theosophical Society, what we are seeing? क्या देख रहे हैं? We see that science and religion again, and at that time there was the position, again clasping hands. We see that materialism is discredited, that the leading men of science no longer use the name of agnostic. जो विज्ञान वैज्ञानिक है ना, वो they are not using. There are many scientists who are accepting the God. I have gone through one top doctor, Dr. Devi. He told in one of his lectures, it is the India where God rules. Then he tried to explain it. So there are many scientists now who are inclined towards the God, Atma Vidya, or knowledge of God. We find that intuition of heart is asserted, means re-establish the Atma Vidya. Intuition of heart is asserted itself so mightily that the knowledge knowledge of the partial knowledge of the head has to give way before it. So intellect, the knowledge of head is now giving way. So that is the position. That science is coming back to religion. We have seen many scientists are becoming more religious people. That those words of Bacon are true. Spoken with knowledge greater than normal, that while a little knowledge inclined men to atheism, a larger knowledge bring them back to religion. It is Bacon's opinion that a small knowledge will make you atheism and not believer in God. A larger knowledge bring them back to religion. That is true. And the position of theosophy in the world shows how theosophist has striven in the past to do his duty to religion. How theosophist in the past has performed their duty to do this religion, to do duty to religion. So it is now our duty to perform duty towards religion. Towards religion. What is the religion for us, all of us? Materialism, next slide, we may say is conquered. Science has entered in the borderland of the higher knowledge. But the great gnosis that was again proclaimed in the New York means formation of Theosophical Society, that is far more than the knowledge which science can win by the study of garment of God. So Theosophical Society, formation of Theosophical Society, establishment of Theosophical Society is a far where you will get far more knowledge than the science which will study the garment. This is the my this coat is my garment. So if we go to the study of the God, science is only see the garment, what is visible to their eyes. They can study that because they require laboratory testing instrument, so that by reading they will study the garments. But whereas the theosophist, they will go deeper. So here say, far more than the knowledge which science can win by the study of that garment of God, which we call the natural world, for the heart of the man who is thirsting after the God is not satisfied therewith. It demands knowledge of the divine nature. And the greatest service that theosophy has done to religion in the past has been to declare, next slide, and once again to prove that man can know God. Man can know God and not only believe in Him, that he can realize God, not only hope that He is. The sentences are very pregnant with wisdom. Animation says, man can know God, not only believe in Him, he can realize God. God, man can know God, XYZ, whole humanity. They can know God. They can know ultimate reality, Param Brahm, Param Pita, whatever name is there. Not only believe Him, but he can realize God. They can realize God. Not only hope that He is. Hope means believe, hope that He is the God. That has always been the royal secret of the East. Royal secret of the East means this is the India where Sanatan Dharma is there, where it is acceptable for the whole humanity mass. Here, it was that in the elder times of our race, in fifth root race, the great proclamation was made, so familiar to all of you. When the disciple asked the teacher, शिष्य जब पूछ रहे हैं गुरु को, गुरुदेव ज्ञान क्या है? गुरुदेव ज्ञान क्या है? What is knowledge? शिष्य asked the Gurudev. Guru answer दे रहे हैं, knowledge is divided in two. Knowledge is not one, divided into two. There is a lower knowledge, Paravidya, the knowledge of all sacred books. Kindly see how animation explaining what is Paravidya, Aparavidya, lower knowledge, higher knowledge. Kindly see this knowledge so that we will perform our duty to the religion. There is the lower knowledge, the knowledge of all sacred books, whether it is Upanishad, Gita, or it is Zoroastrian book, or in Quran or Bible, all scriptures, all sacred book is a lower knowledge. Why it is said it is lower knowledge? Just you go through it. Knowledge of all sciences, the knowledge of everything that brain can compass, or to put it in what sometimes seems to me the most explicit way, the knowledge of everything that mouth can speak to the ear. Mouth, my mouth can speak to ear, you will hear. That is also lower knowledge. Knowledge of everything that teacher can give to the people. Knowledge of everything that teacher can give to the people. Knowledge of everything that man can give to man. Man can give to man. All these knowledge are lower knowledge. Why he said no lower knowledge? Let us go to the next slide. That is the lower knowledge. However splendid it may be, however splendid it may be, that is the lower knowledge. However magnificent may be its range. Beautifully explained. Everything is beautiful. Everything there is. But beautiful is the person who has given the knowledge, but not for us. It is for us lower knowledge. What can I teach you? What you can teach me? What the leftist Deva can teach to man? All that is the lower knowledge. You see how Animation explained? What can I teach you? What you can teach me? What the loftiest Deva, highest Deva, say our solar logos, Surya Narayana, can teach to man? All that is the lower knowledge. How it is important for us, members of Theosophical Society. That is the reason Animation, Blavatsky, Radhavarna, they are always explaining us, telling us in different study classes, different lectures, study a little, ponder over, look within, find the truth within your heart. So same thing Animation told to us in 1916 at Lucknow. What then remains? Everything is gone. Krishnamurti, that is the reason Krishnamurti says he has not read any books. Any Gita, Bhagavad, Puran, Bible, secret, never he read any book. So here Animation says, what then remains? Kya raha gaya? What is the higher knowledge? What is that Paravidya? That is to be apart from all else. What is that Paravidya? What is that higher knowledge? Then we will go to the next slide. That is the knowledge of him. Brahma Vidya, knowledge of him, by whom all else is known. The moment you know Him, you will know the everything. The moment you know Him, H-I-M, Him, capital H, capital, means God. If you know the God, then you know everything. The knowledge that none can impact, knowledge that not can impact. No guru, nothing, nobody will give you. No loftiest deva can give you that knowledge. The knowledge that none can give, that knowledge that every one of you has hidden is in own heart. There is the place where there shall be found the reality, and the God within shall illuminate the world without. So the God within my heart, will illuminate me, the world without. No necessity of without. The God within my heart, He will give the knowledge. No other can give you the knowledge. Here, no teacher, according to Anivasa, no teacher. Here, no guide is necessary. Same thing, Krishnamurti. It is the lecture of 1916. Krishnamurti, in the year 1929, he started speaking the same thing. No guru is necessary. Here, Anivasa says, no teacher is wanted. No guide is necessary. The light shines within. और जो wisdom alok shines within every man that comes into the world, and the light shines in the heart of every one of you. Every monad, those who are coming from the Supreme Spirit, everywhere that is light. Whether you are a elemental or mineral or plant or animal or human being, everywhere that light is there within their heart. Then we will go to the next slide. That none who is born without it. You see the English, how English. None is born without it. There is none who cannot find it. Each and every monad, whether elementals or human being, in between जितना भी मोनाड्स है, जितना भी आत्मन है, उनका अंदर में that is there, that light is there, which born, none born without it. There is none who cannot find it. Look not for the light outside. बाहर को light मत देखो. Look for the light within you. And when that light is found, which is the essence of your nature, then you obtain that knowledge by which all else is known. ये नॉलेज तो संत कबीर, हमारा भीम भाई, सूरदास, सब यही नॉलेज इनको मिला था. When they find that knowledge, so no other knowledge is necessary. Then you obtain that knowledge by which all else is known. But even to call it knowledge, you see, you cannot call it knowledge. But for our understanding, we are calling it knowledge. Is an accommodation to the weakness of human thought. For knowledge implies the knower and the object. Means I am a knower, I will see this object to gain the knowledge. So knower and knowledge is a link between knower and object. So knowledge is the thing in which a knower will know the object. Last slide. But here there is no knower. As an individual member of Theosophical Society, you are not a knower to know something. There is no object. Object means God is not an object. Ultimate reality, Parambrahma is not an object to know you, to know by you. The seeker realizes God. He does not know Him. Means seeker, we are seeker of the truth. We will seek the truth. And he does not know Him. It is realization, not knowledge. It is realization. I realize myself who I am. मुझे पता हो गया मैं कौन हूं. थोड़ा हिंदी बोल देते हैं, पता नहीं whether it is correct or not. So मैं realize किया, मैं I realize myself who I am. So I am not the object. So I am the seeker of the truth. Now I realize myself. That is real gnosis. That is the real Atma Vidya, the royal secret of the East. And so it is written, those who say, written a very interesting sentence, I know him. Those means those individual will say, I know God, I know him. They know him not. He does not know him. He is not to be known. God is not to be known, but to be realized. He is not to be seen outside, but to be entered within. आउटसाइड जितना भी आप देख रहे हैं ना, आप जितना भी पुरी जगन्नाथ में, बनारस, काशी विश्वनाथ, हिमालय में बद्रीनाथ, जो भी जहां देख रहे हैं, they are the symbol, but God is within you. You have to enter within. There it is a realization of identity. The known and the knower are one. Knower, known are one. And the man realizes himself and feels that he is God. So, in sum and substance, this is the religion of Theosophist. So, we have other three or two or three parts there. I will continue this in next Sunday, if possible, after next Sunday. So, in Anniversary, when in the 41 years of the formation of Theosophical Society, explained beautifully about the duty of Theosophist to do what for the religions, and my first part is over. So let us ponder over it, remain silent for a moment, and if any question or any addition from the listeners are welcome. Thank you for watching.
हेलो हेलो
Yes, sir.
सुषमा जी कुछ कमेंट करेंगे इस पे? आवाज नहीं आ रही सुषमा जी, अनम्यूट कीजिए.
हाँ 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 हाँ, अभी अनम्यूट करिए, अभी अभी करिए.
इन्हें तो लाइट लाओ.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful and excellent
दूसरा.
exposition on the subject. Now the forum is open for discussion. Participants can ask questions from speakers, and if they want to add something, they are most welcome. Thank you, sir, for your insightful exposition.
हेलो
हेलो
सुषमा जी. हाँ
शिंदे सर, आप कुछ कहना
प्रदीप.
चाहते हैं?
हाँ जी, मैं प्रदीप जी को धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ कि बहुत अच्छा बेसिक किताब उन्होंने चुनी है और डायरेक्ट जो उन्होंने बातें बताई है कि एक्चुअल नॉलेज क्या है. तो हमारे संतों की परंपरा में ये कहा गया है कि जल से पतला ज्ञान है, पाप भूमि से भारी. ये जो कबीर जी का जो दोहा है, मुझे लगता है कबीर जी और कोई हो सकते हैं, तो जल से पतला ज्ञान है। ये जो ज्ञान है ये आत्मविद्या है, और ये उन्होंने कहा है कि ये हम जो सिखा सकते या सीख सकते हैं वो लोअर नॉलेज है। और थियोसॉफी में भी एक स्टेटमेंट है कि अप टू नॉलेज यू कैन टीच, यू कैन लर्न, बट विजडम कैन नॉट। तो आज का पूरा जो प्रकाश प्रदीप जी ने डाला है वो विजडम, जो किसी को हम सिखा नहीं सकते, ना ही किसी से सीख सकते, जो हमको हमारी चेतना से ही प्राप्त होता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड विजडम। और थियोसॉफी को एक जगह कहा है विजडम रिलीजन। तो जो भी मेंबर ऑफ थियोसॉफिकल सोसाइटी है वे विजडम की साधना कर रहे हैं। बहुत अच्छा रहा, धन्यवाद।
शिंदे सर, आप कुछ कहना चाहते हैं?
यस प्रदीप, थैंक यू।
शिंदे सर, नमस्कार।
नमस्ते नमस्ते प्रदीप,
नमस्कार
बहुत अच्छा,
नमस्कार सर।
wonderful, and your projection, the Anibagent's talk, slowly you went on exposing. Very nice, very nice. I liked it because actually I must appreciate your way of explanation, understanding, and what to tell to the public, that exactly you have projected. Really, I appreciate your whole efforts, and I hope to see the next talk also. So, what I want to add here, because I am only exposing the Anibagent, what she has emphasized. She said, religion is the hope of man. Yes, religion is the hope of man. But what happened on those days, the leading intellect of the day had shaken the belief in religion. So that sentence gives us some clue to ponder over our first truth of theosophy. The soul of man is immortal, its growth and splendor has no limit. That is what we, after 150 years, we must take Anibagent. She said religion is the hope of man, and religion is responsibility to know that the first truth, the soul of man is immortal and its growth and splendor has no limit. So if we understand this, then religion becomes our responsibility. Try to know by our intellect, penetrate deeper and deeper into the understanding of Sanatana, that is eternal wisdom. But those days, as Pradip Mahapatra pointed out through the slides of Anibagent's teaching, those days the science became materialistic, not believing in the invisible world. It was their partial and imperfect knowledge, Anibagent says. Because of their partial and imperfect knowledge, they did not believe in the invisible world. But today we see science and religions again clasping hands. That's what Mahapatra emphasized. Yes, it is true. New quantum science, string theory, those who are studying those, they are taking spiritual world seriously. They know that there is a lot more in life than physical dimension. So this 150th year, a new change is happening. A higher consciousness people are beginning to fill the earth. TS believes in sixth sub-race, and most of the souls have taken their birth. Three things we must remember. From this talk, what I inspired. Number one, the same mystery that shapes the galaxies shaped our fingerprints also. You know, our each fingerprint is unique. Even
Yes.
DNA testing is not unique, but fingerprint is unique. And now scientists have found the same mystery that shapes the galaxies shaped our fingerprints. So what Pradip said, Paravidya, yes, this is what number one we must remember. What we are, what we can say, exploring the mystery of the galaxies that is found in our fingerprint. Find out how these fingerprints are unique. Then second, one more thing, we study in theosophy that bees and ants are not belonging to the planet Earth. They have come from the other planet. And they live colonial life. Brotherhood is seen in them. And how they work for the total perfection and progress of their species. Same thing we must study. You know, even in Christianity, the monk or priest, they have a crown which is like a beehive, which indicates the religious people, they have intuitively believe in this, that these species of bees and honeybees, they are not belonging to the earth. They have come here to give us a lesson of brotherhood and working for our own humanity. And the third one, I would like to point, we all must remember from this lecture, you are creator, you are sustainer, you are the destroyer. You are both Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesha. You are the creator, you are the sustainer, you are the destroyer. Realize this and you will be free. This is what third point I would like to add in this. So if we really study the theosophy deeply, as Pradip Mahapatra went deeply into each and every sentence, because he is an advocate and he won't leave any one sentence, and deeply he went, and whatever he put before us made us to think more. Thank you, Pradeep. Thank you,
Thank you,
sister,
sir.
for giving me this opportunity also. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your comments and addition. Thank you. Anybody wants to ask something?
We'll close, Sushant.
Okay. Okay. असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतम गमय. From the unreal lead us to the real, from darkness lead us to light, from death lead us to immortality. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukbhag bhavet. Shanti, shanti, shanti.
Thank you and hope to see
Thank
you
you.
in
Thank you,
Adyar.
Pradip. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you.